Okay guys, the other video got cut off, so let's finish this problem and I'll do one more example of dividing decimals. So again, the one that we were talking about for this one was number 11, the 45.3 divided by 0.001. So again, because this is 0.001, I am swinging the decimal 1, 2, 3. And whatever I do out here, I have to do the same number of swings here. So this is 1, 2, 3, right? So I'm going to add a 0 and a 0. And so I have to do 3 swings. And then from there, we have to rewrite. Okay? So we're going to rewrite as whole numbers. So as you can see, this decimal will go to the back and we'll just have a 1. And this is going to be going into, as you put your swings, it's 45,300. And what do you know? The answer is 45,300. So that's the answer. That's simple. Now remember, like I mentioned before, if a number is being divided by a very small number, it will get bigger. So imagine, okay, if you want to get this decimal out of this number, it would be 1, 2, 3 swings, right? So imagine that you just take this number then, 45.3, and if you want to get bigger, you're going to move to the right. So we're going to swing 3, because again, it takes 3 to get to the back of here, and the number has to get bigger, so I'm going to go 3 going to the right. So that would be 1, 2, 3, and then as you can see, okay, that would become the 45,300. All right, so let's do one more. Let's do one more. So another one would be, I'll do number 12. Yeah, number 12. So if I have 24.15 being divided by 0.1, we're going to do our division, our TIBO. Again, this is a decimal, and so is that. So we're going to do 24.15 being divided by 0.1. So swing 1 time here, swing 1 time here, and then we rewrite it. So we get 1 dividing into 241.5, bring the decimal up. And of course, 1 goes in there, 241, right? We'd multiply, then subtract, bring down the 5. That's the answer. One's pretty easy, especially with those point zeros and ones. Those are pretty straightforward. Okay, so now I want to kind of switch gears and let's talk about order of operations. So I'm done with decimals now. Again, one more time, make sure you know how to divide decimals. Make sure you know how to multiply decimals very well with your swinging. Make sure you know how to convert a fraction to a decimal. Make sure you also know how to do rounding. Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else before I start order of operations. Make sure you know the area of a rectangle. And I think that's pretty much it. So now let's just get into order of operations. So order of operations. So you have to use the acronym. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Pemdas. Okay, so remember the P stands for parentheses, the E stands for exponents, the M and D is for multiplying and dividing, but you must do it from left to right, okay, and again, whichever comes first, so whichever comes first. So what I mean by that, just to be clear, okay, is that you may sometime encounter division before you encounter multiplication. You may encounter multiplication before division. And so therefore, whichever one of these two comes first, from left to right, that's what you're going to do. But make sure that you do multiplication and division before you do addition and subtraction. Okay, so the A and S stand for addition or add, subtract. Again, from left to right, and again, it's the same rule, whichever comes first. So sometime you may get subtraction before you get addition. Okay, so again, try to write that down, commit it to memory, and then let's do a couple of examples now. Okay, so I am going to do on the bottom of the multiplying. No, I've already done that one, sorry. Let me do number 19 here. So we're going to do 1/2 times 10.6 plus 3/2 times 7.4. So we have 1/2 10.6 plus 3/2. Okay, so this is again number 19. Number 19 on the bottom of one of the worksheets. Just kind of look for it. So the way I want to do this is keep it very simple. Now you can do this two ways, okay? Two ways. You can, this is, again, I can do it either way, but whichever one makes sense to you, okay? So what I mean by this is, I just think of this like a fraction, even though it's not. I'm just going to go ahead and tell myself, you know, let's put this number over 1. And let's do 1 times 10.6, which of course would be 10.6. But as you can see, you do denominator times denominator as well, so 2 times 1 is 2. So I have to divide 2 into 10.6, okay? Which I know the answer is going to be 5.3, okay? So let me just kind of show that. So I'll do my TBO. I'll put the 10.6 inside, put the 2 outside. Now if there's a whole number on the outside of the division, there is nothing to swing. So you just leave everything just like it is, and wherever that decimal is, under here, just bring it up. Okay, so again, 2 goes into 10 5 times, multiply, subtract for 0, bring down, and then 2 goes into 6 3 times. So that's where I get the 5.3. So the 5.3 takes care of this piece right here. Okay, so this is 5.3, big plus. Now I'm going to come over here to this 3/2 and multiply by 7.4. But again, I'm going to put this over 1 and do first 3 times 7.4. Okay, 12 and then 22. And I'm going to swing 1 time. So I'm going to swing in here 1 time. So 7.4 times 3 is 22.2. And then because I have the 2 and the 1 on the bottom, I need to take this and put it over 2, all right? And then I'm going to do my division for this. So I'm going to do my TBO on this 22.2 divided by 2. So this is going to go inside. This is going to go outside. And again, this is a whole number, so there's no swinging. Bring this up. 2 goes into 22 11 times. For 22, 0, bring down a 2. 2 goes into 2 1 time. Okay? So, and the funny thing too, of course, if you're dividing by 2s, you're just halvening the number. So what we have here is 5.3 plus 11.1. You make sure to line up your decimals. So the final answer to this is, we'll just drop that decimal down, is going to be 461, 16.4. So the answer for number 19 is 16.4. So this one right here, 16.4. Okay, pretty straightforward. Now, I'm not going to work it out because I need to move on. I have limited time. But let me say this to you, okay? You can also do this a second way, which is, we know that 1/2 is 0.5, so you could have converted this to 0.5 because you know your common fractions and did 0.5 times 10.6, and you still would have got 5.3. 3/2 is the same as 1.5 and did 1.5 times 7.4, and that's where you would have got 11.1, and then add those two values together. So again, if you know your common fractions, just go ahead and write them, then multiply by the other decimal, or you can just, again, do numerator times numerator over denominator, which is the division of that number on the bottom, and then go from there. All right, so let's do another order of operations. So there is one worksheet that has quite a few of them at the bottom, which is this one right here. The one that's about dividing decimals has a lot of order of operations. So very quickly, I'm going to do number 18 and number 15, okay? And if you have questions, make sure you email me. All right, so I'm going to move pretty quick. So for number 15, okay, it says 5 minus 0.06, and it has the division, 2 plus 3.42. Hopefully all that got on the screen. Okay, so first things first, again, I like to write my little PEMDAS acronym on the side. I didn't show it this way in class, but let me show you how I teach it for younger people. All right, so we go straight to the parentheses right now, right? We're going to do 5 minus 0.06, so just kind of a little scratch work over here. So I have 5.00 because I want to take 0.06 away from it. So I have to borrow from here the 4. This would be a 10. Well, this is kind of weird. No loss for this right here. Oh, we're fine. Yeah. 5, 0. Because we couldn't borrow from a 0. So this becomes 10. So this becomes 9. And that becomes 10. Sorry, I got a little hung up on that. Okay. Rewatch that again. Again, you could not even, so you can't take 6 away from 0. And even though you could have done 0 minus 0, okay, you cannot borrow from this guy. He doesn't have anything. So you had to go to the 5, slash it out, make it a 4, and then this becomes 10. Slash it out, make it 9, and then that becomes 10. So be careful with that. So right now we know our parentheses is going to be the 4.94. And so the thing is, you don't have to write parentheses anymore because you evaluate it. So parentheses are gone. So we're going to drop down in its place the 4.94, and then I'm going to write all my other terms just like they are, and then re-look at it again. All right, so parentheses are gone, okay? There are no exponents, so I slash that out. Now I'm looking for multiplication from left to right. I'm sorry, I'm looking for multiplication or division from left to right. So as I start coming from left to right, what do you know? I have a division symbol here. I don't go back over here. So I'm going to do this guy first. So I'm going to half in that 4.94 divided by 2. So I'm going to do my scratch work again. It's cheating really bad, okay? So I'm doing 2 dividing into 4.94. Bring this decimal up. 2 goes into 4 2 times. Subtract. Bring down. Goes in there 4 times for 8. Subtract. Bring down. So what do you know? You get 2.47. So this piece right here is 2.47. And then I'm going to drop down. I don't skip any steps, those other 2 terms. So now I've taken care of something from left to right with the multiplication and division. But as I keep going across, as you can see, look, I have division back here. You do not do the addition because that's the last thing you do, addition and subtraction. So now I'm going to underline this piece here. I'm going to end up, once I do this, I'm going to slash out all my multiplication and division. So now I'm going to come to my scratch work, 3.42 times, you don't have to line it up, 0.1, and I'm going to get 2, 4, 3, 0, and then 1, 2, 3 zeros. Add it all together, 2, 4, 3, 0. I'm going quick because I have limited time. Swing once, swing twice, add them together. So I'm going to swing into this answer 3 times. So I'm going to swing 1, 2, 3 right here. Okay, so this is 0.342. Okay, and now of course the last thing is the addition. So I'm going to drop down my plus, drop down 2.47. Okay, and remember, with the rule with adding and subtracting decimals, you have to line them up. So we're going to take 0.342. We're adding to that 2.47. So I have to put a 0 on the back. So the final answer to this, I'm going to just do it right here, is 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 1, carry a 1, 7, and 8. Drop down my decimal, and then 2. That's the answer for number 15. So as you can see, it takes some work. Really be careful, okay? If you need to write the PEMDAS, write the PEMDAS. Okay, good deal. All right, last one. May run out of time. The last one was this one. All right, so I write my PEMDAS. Okay, do the parentheses first. So if we subtract that from here to here, we get 1.3. But I took care of the parentheses. I have to